Jonathan and Ben and Chris welcome you to another crew review.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan with Two Knives Crew coming to you with another short review. And this is something near and dear to me because these are two of my own personal knives. Thankfully, we also have another one here, been through in, so we can kind of give you the rundown. Full disclosure, I bought the Neutron 2 first. Loved the frag pattern, loved how thin it was. This is kind of my default, I hate using the word gentleman carry, but gosh, I can carry it wherever. It does whatever I need it to, and it doesn't take up any flipping space in the pocket. I joked with Chris and Ben when I first got this thing, the dang clip is wider than the knife, which, I mean, yes, it carries really well that way, but I did think that was a bit silly. It's grown on me. It works beautifully well for, keeping things in place in a pocket, oddly enough. Size-wise, for things I'm doing on a day-to-day, this Neutron 2 is fantastic. I mean, I can get the grip on it I want. Profile's great. My one gripe, and this kind of goes across all of my TRM stuff, no jimping. It's classy not having it there, I guess, but I'd really like something right here. So this is the Springfield EDC exclusive with the Brittany Blue carbon fiber, and it just does not pick up or do it justice in photos, video, but this thing's freaking awesome too. And for as big, long, whatever of a knife as it is, it also carries obscenely well. Notably bigger in hand. Super smooth. Both of these knives are, we use the term slicey a lot, but I mean, no issue. Just, when it's that thin and they've got such a nice edge on it, I'd be more surprised if it didn't cut that well. Ben's got his, and this is one of the factory 2 dots, so he got a heck of a deal, and I don't know how good of a deal, but significantly less than my carbon fiber guy for it to serve exactly the same purpose. And honest to goodness, the grippiness on his scales, more so than this. Not that these guys are slick, but the texture on this is fantastic. Plus, the toddler in me loves anything bright green that vaguely reminds me of Ninja Turtles, so I'm all in for that one. I cannot say enough good things about the TRM, and I know in previous podcasts we've talked, and it surprised the ever-living crap out of me just how many other manufacturers for USA-made blades TRM is the OEM for, and Chris is going to do a lot better job on that because he remembers. But it surprised me for TRM to do so many for so many other companies. They're still able to keep their distinct shape, their distinct overall profile. And I am a sucker for a good logo. I like their logo. It's simple, it's clean. Home run on all of these. Size-wise, how can you get a thinner blade that is still this usable? Man, yeah, I love them. These guys aren't going anywhere. We'll see if I give Ben his green one back. Take care, guys.
Hey Crew fam, it's Chris with Two Knives Crew. We're talking all things TRM today, apparently. So the initial review that we talked about doing was on this guy right here. This is the TRM Atom. This one is an exclusive to our buddy Isaac over at Springfield EDC. This is in the Brittany Blue micarta. This thing is carbon fiber, rather, not micarta, it's carbon fiber. This thing is a sweet, sweet knife. Of all the TRM knives, I think the Atom is probably my favorite for size-wise and just kind of the ergonomics of it. Fits really great in my hand. I wear large gloves normally if I'm wearing, like nitrile type gloves or anything like that. My hand's not like super big, but I can get a full 4 fingers on this guy. Magna cut steel on this one. I know a lot of TRM, they use 20 CV, which is a big one for them. That came from all of the OEM work that they've done in the past. TRM, if you didn't know, has done OEM work on millions of parts for other companies, knife companies, and other machinist style parts and things like that. So them coming up with their own knives after doing all that work is kind of a no-brainer. And they've killed it with all of their models that they've put out. What I really like about the Atom, again, like I said, is this thin profile. It's crazy thin in the pocket. It just does great work. Now, this one is actually what they call a 2-dot model. And if you can see on the back of this one is a 20 CV model. But there's 2 little dots right beside the USA marker there. And what that's saying is that this is actually what they're calling a factory second, if you will. I can't see anything wrong with it, but something did not pass the sniff test with them, and still holds up structurally, still works really well. But you can find them every now and again. I know Springfield EDC had some for a while. They may still have a couple in stock, but a pretty significant discount on just the actual blade and then the liners inside. And then you can go and find whatever scales you want for it. And they do all kinds of crazy scales and patterns and mills. I really like this one in particular. It's real grippy. They also do kind of a fish scale-ish kind of feel one. Really enjoy that one too. This one is 20 CV. Like I said, that's kind of their bread and butter. They have been putting out some Magna Cut stuff. And then they have the Neutron 2. Now, this guy is actually really comfortable to get a hold of also. It's a little bit smaller of a knife, as you can tell, as far as compared to the Atom. I mean, you're gaining probably just over an inch with the Atom across the board. And but with this frag pattern, and I'm a sucker for frag, so you know I carry my McNeese Dixon around all the time, and it's got probably one of the more aggressive frag textures on it. This guy feels really, really, really good. And of course, this Neutron is titanium scaled, still has the liners inside of it. But I could see how Jonathan would have picked this one up, especially wearing scrubs, that kind of stuff, because this guy would just vanish in your pocket. Yeah, TRM is crushing it with these. I will say my one negative for TRM, and I know Jonathan, I think, probably hit it in his a little bit since he carries one all the time, but your pocket clips, guys, they work great, but holy hell, it adds double the width to this knife. Now, it's not a hot spot really whenever you got it in your hand. You don't really notice it. For me in particular, it fits like right inside that like third pad right here on my pinky. So it's not really noticeable. But can we get like, I don't know, 2/3 that? That would be my only thing. Other than that, I think this is a great knife. USA made. And I mean, when I say USA made, these guys do everything in-house. Everything from all the mill work on things, everything from blade work, heat treat, even this laser etching for all of their insignias and things in-house. All of the screws, everything, all in-house. They put them together, they cut them out, they heat treat them, process them, do everything. That does also lead to something that I know is one of the biggest complaints from TRM that I hear on the regular, is that there's always a long wait typically for like the next batch and the next batch. And if you go through and do some research on them, with them doing everything in-house and with how meticulous they are with everything, they say basically start to finish for a batch, you're looking like 9 to 12 weeks, depending on, you know, sourcing materials and things like that. So guys, it's worth the wait to get one of these. The beauty of these two is with them being double scaled and them using these inset liner locks like this inside their scales, is that you can go and pick one up, or even if you're on the secondary and if it's not like 100% the one you want, maybe the scale is not exactly the way you want it, whatever. They make aftermarket scales for these things. TRM puts out their own scales where you can buy them. So you can make anything that you want. I really, really like this green color. They also do day glow, which I'm a big sucker for day glow, as everybody knows. So yeah, jump on these. The only model that they still have going in production, folding wise, that we've handled, like the Holier Nerd. I've handled a Shadow before, but they don't make those anymore. And then the Rev B Bulldog is another one that they do, with a nice little twist coming here pretty soon. They're looking at possibly by March, potentially, of the Bulldog happening, which is really, really awesome. Or the Pit Bull. The Pit Bull is going to be a Bulldog size knife, from what I can tell from the pictures, that is an auto. And I'm super excited to see what they're going to do with that. But that being said, the Atom from TRM in this Brittany blue color, it's beautiful. As of filming, Isaac at Springfield EDC actually still had a Neutron 2 in this Brittany blue color. And it's hard to beat that Brittany blue carbon fiber. It's just pretty. Just really, really pretty. So till next time, guys, stay sharp, and we'll see you on the next one.
In a world of really, really thin knives comes a knife that's thinner than thinnest. Hey guys, Ben from Two Knives Crew coming at you with a review on the TRM Neutron 2. This beautiful little MagnaCut blade with a titanium frag pattern scales in a liner lock configuration. Love this little knife, and big fan of the manufacturer actually. I happen to have a couple for size comparison. This is the big brother, the Atom, and my own .2 series. I guess they're Blem series in the Grinch green, which I'm a big fan of. I love these knives for what they do, and what they do really well is be slim and slicey. And I don't think I've ever seen a knife blade this easily carryable and this thin of blade stock. It works beautifully, especially with their high flat grind. Let me get a couple more in here for size comparison next to its big brother, of course, the Spyderco Para 3, which kind of dwarfs all of them. maybe a bit of a size comparison for the Atom. The Para 2, kind of in the neighborhood. Where it really shines is more in the neighborhood of those that are super slim and super lightweight. For comparison again, kind of out slims even the titanium Benchmade bug out here. Getting a little more specific in here, we've got a open handle that's about 7 inches long with about 3 and a quarter inch blade with a 3-inch cutting edge. And the whole thing sits very comfortably in a super light configuration. Setting on the scale, we get about 2.9 ounces, which is just fine with I find something that's sitting in under 3 ounces to be perfectly easy for most everyday carry. 3.5, 3 ounces is always comfortable for me. And again, get to the shining features of this knife, which I again maintain are its super slim carry profile with a blade stock that's just about 0.09 inches, and overall handle here at 0.3. Delightful. Myself, I'm very biased. Love the Atom. Big fan of its little brother, the Neutron. Can't think of enough good things to say about it. My one caveat, my one experience is when carrying this Atom here is the shape of its thumb stud. You'll notice these thumb studs are a little different from the stereotypical that you'll find on, say, the Hodeca. They're kind of barrel shaped and cylindrical, whereas TRMs seem to be more hourglass, which honestly it's fine. I think they're very comfortable for opening and closing. I did experience at one point when I was carrying this particular knife in a pair of jeans, which is pretty easy because of the larger size clip that lets you carry over different size of fabrics. And I don't have an issue with these clips at all. I think they're wonderful and comfortable. My issue came with a bit of threads in my jean pocket that looped right inside this hourglass and is carried in a tip up configuration. So as it snagged on a couple of strings in the pocket, the blade actually opened and got me right on the thumb as I'm pulling it out of my pocket. Put it in some higher quality pants and it's not an issue. That would be my one caveat to these shape of thumb studs. If you're going to wear them, higher quality pants seem important or it'll bite you. On the whole, very impressed with the entire series of these knives from TRM and very excited to see what they come out with next. Nice job, TRM.
Thanks for watching. Links in the description. Remember to like, subscribe, and share.